Jets will end a 13-year playoff drought. The Jets won their Super Bowl 16-7. Andy Reid's the defending champion with a 16-7 playoff record. I explained the Joe Montana angle with all of this. Joe Montana had a 16-7 playoff record. Everything with Joe Montana's connection to the repeat, you can see at the end of the video. But 13 years without making the playoffs. New York Jets come out to 13. Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets are going to upset the Chiefs in the wild card round. Now, the Jets won their Super Bowl over the Baltimore Colts. The Ravens, the team that play in Baltimore today, are going to be the team that's going to win the Super Bowl for this upcoming season. Aaron Rodgers upsets the Chiefs in his first matchup against Patrick Mahomes. Broadway Joe, Aaron Rodgers is going Broadway again. Aaron Rodgers is going to be in the divisional round of the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes' record in the playoffs against AFC competition is going to fall to 12-3. Aaron Rodgers is obviously born on a day of December the 3rd. He's 12-2 right now because Kansas City's under 12 and San Francisco is under 12. This is how I've correctly predicted the Baltimore Ravens to lose against the Chiefs. Also, Las Vegas, Nevada, in abbreviations, is under 22. So he'll be at 12-3 against the AFC when it's all said and done, which is interesting because his first title was over at City of Miami, and City of Miami is Camacho on 23. So that's kind of how I look at 12-3 against the AFC. His 15th game against the AFC in the playoffs. New York City is Camacho 15. Now, on to the playoff records. Home or away, it doesn't matter. But if it's at Arrowhead, Aaron Rodgers is going to win. When we think about Camacho Rodgers is Camacho Las Vegas. He would face off against Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, coming off of the repeat at Las Vegas. More to come on how this connects to the Ravens. The video will be immediately published before the presentation of the Lombardi Trophy to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Yeah, so his 13th playoff win, his 23rd playoff game against a 23-5 life path, Patrick Mahomes, and his wild card record would be 5-2, 7 games, 5 wins. 5-2 beating Kansas City Chiefs in abbreviations. So that's kind of what I see there. With the Jets and the Chiefs. Now, let's go to Jets-Chiefs record and see what we get. The Chiefs win their 24th playoff game as a franchise. They play in the wild card against the Jets. The Jets is Camacho 24. The Jets is Camacho Travis Kelce's number. This guy's breaking Jerry Rice's records. He wins the scripted Super Bowl. Okay, so the Chiefs, okay, their 20th loss against the Jets. 20. I mean, Nevada's Camacho 20, so that just may be leading off of, winning the championship over there. So, let's now go to, so Andy Reid, his 24th playoff game against the Jets is Camacho 24, so that would be, if he does come back. And now, let's go to Patrick Mahomes and his wild card record. I would have to say that game is going to be played at Arrowhead. Now 15-4 in the playoffs. Isn't 15-4? Isn't that Camacho the Antichrist? The Antichrist is Camacho 154. So that's very interesting. Now I want to go into the splits of the wild card for Patrick. 2-0 in the wild card round. It could be 3 games and 2 wins, like Camacho Chiefs. Chiefs, Camacho 32. Does Broadway have anything to do with this? Or maybe not. Just Camacho Broadway, like Broadway Joe, while Aaron Rodgers is going all Broadway right there. So yeah, Aaron Rodgers, who is he going to lose to next year? The Baltimore Ravens obviously going to be in the title game. Jets, Chargers or something, or Jets, Bills or something like that, or, you know. It's pretty interesting to see what we have here with Aaron Rodgers, but a 24th playoff game is in store for the 24th pick, so I wonder if he even makes it to the conference title game if he loses in the divisional round. He can obviously wait till we get to the divisional round, but the only relevant thing is, are the New York fans gonna be screaming Super Bowl? I think they will. I think the 60-7 for this year's Super Bowl is gonna connect to the score of the Jets winning over the Baltimore Colts and the Baltimore Ravens winning next year's Super Bowl. They got, oh, Lamar running back! Oh, running back win a Super Bowl! That'll be his 13th playoff win, and then his 14th playoff loss for the Jets. Probably the end of Aaron Rodgers and Gematria 14. Last AFC Championship at the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers' last Super Bowl against the Steelers. But yeah, if you were to make it to the conference title game, he'd fall to 1-5, like Gematria of New York City, like Atlanta. He did lose title games to Tampa and Atlanta. Remember the Atlanta Falcons? Closest he was to making the Super Bowl was against the Seahawks. And it's Seahawks, that's Gematria 24. And they won the Super Bowl at New York. So I kind of like how the Seahawks connects to Aaron Rodgers in that way. Chiefs win their first repeats in Super Bowl 39, and they defend their title against New York next year. New York is Gematria 39. So they win the first repeats in Super Bowl 39. Their first playoff game is against the Jets. And Gematria, the New York Jets, is 63. It's also Aaron Rodgers, that's Gematria 63. So Gematria does perfectly line up for these kind of things to occur. What about Andy Reid's overall playoff record? So, yeah, he would enter at 26 wins. And how many playoff losses? He'd still be at 16. Well, hey, if we look at Andy Reid, I mean, his 8th playoff loss against number 8. Can you imagine that? Aaron Rodgers is number 8. His 43rd playoff game against a former Packers quarterback. The Packers, Gematria 43. Andy Reid was also coach with the Packers. Yeah, I'm just saying, I mean, even Patrick Mahomes beats the fraud Brock Purdy, that every quarterback that Patrick Mahomes would lose to would be to white quarterbacks. NFL white supremacy. Are they really going to have this golden boy with blue eyes lose to Lamar Jackson? So I can't see him losing against Lamar Jackson next year, but I do see the white supremacist NFL ritual occult having Mahomes instead lose to Aaron Rodgers. The only game between Rodgers and Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers for the victory. How about New York Jets and abbreviations? To wrap it up. Or I should say New York Jets by itself. Jets is Gematria 54. The Chiefs would win a repeat at Vegas. Vegas 54, you know. Oh, Jets 54, Vegas. You know, Jets is Gematria 9, and the Chiefs would be coming off of the 9th repeat in the history of the NFL at Vegas. So I do see the first playoff game against the Jets next year. And now, what would be the record for Aaron Rodgers against the Chiefs. Well. You never ever get Packers against Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but hey, we do get a former Packer quarterback against Kansas City. So let's see. His record against Kansas City for Aaron Rodgers, 2-1. It's gonna be 3-1. 4 games, 3 wins. The Packers 43. 4 games, 3 wins. Coming off of the victory at Las Vegas, Nevada for the first repeat since at Jacksonville Super Bowl 39. So he'd be 3-1 against Chiefs. It's State Farm. That's Gamache 31, and also Packers Gamache 31. When we talk about the Packers, and Aaron Rodgers will be trying to win his first championship since beating the Steelers. It's Steelers. That's 31. So that's how I interpret 3-1 for Aaron Rodgers against the Kansas City Chiefs. How many games later would this be for the Chiefs? Because they lost against them, they could lose again, but just to a different quarterback. So it's already scripted for next year. You already know Aaron Rodgers is going to be Comeback Player of the Year next year. Also, another thing to look out for, too, is going to be the playoff record for Aaron Rodgers ever since he last won the Super Bowl over at Arlington. And now that's another thing, too. It's that it's Arlington, that's Gematria of 62, Arlington, Texas. And then Patrick Mahomes is Gematria 62. So, yeah, that's going to be another interesting thing to look out for, too. Kansas City Chiefs, their 22nd playoff loss to Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. It's Aaron, that's Gematria 22. How many games for Kansas City ever since they... Okay, yeah, they beat the Jets that game. Okay. I don't know why I thought the Jets won, but it did sure look like it for a second. I remember that game. Okay, so 17 games to finish the year. It'd be the 35th game ever since, ever since that game. So 35. Broadway is Gamache 35. So that's how I kind of look at 35 right there. New York, Chiefs bandwagon. I mean, yeah, they've got bandwagon fans, but still the Chiefs are a better fan base than the 49er fan base. That's a big fair weather joke fan base. At least they filled up Arrowhead when they were only winning 2 or 3 or 5, however how many games. So yeah, Chiefs have a real fan base. And Patrick Mahomes' record against the Jets. That's right. That's one of the last things to decipher. New York, the 11th state, is playoff record against the AFC is going to be 1-1 for Aaron Rodgers, and probably be looking at 1-2 in the divisional round without making any definite presumptions. Just need a little bit more information for that divisional round part. Mahomes would just fall to 2-1 against the Jets. New York Jets in abbreviations is Gamache 21. Yep, so that's my prediction for the Chiefs for next year, is to lose to the New York Jets in the wild card. Playoff record for Aaron Rodgers. I'll end it right there. I'll just have to touch up that part a little bit later.